Hello interweb, this is Dannage. How are you doing? We are happy to be back here in the town of Cattlemere. I thought I'd record a little bit of tidying, one of the residential areas, the second one that we built. That's the one that doesn't have any services or any land value, so figured I'd play until dusk. I've reached 2 milestones. Since the last episode. Those milestones are I have reached 1,000 hours of playtime. For City Skylines I've now gone into 1,003 or 1,004 hours, so whoop-de-doo. And the other thing, 50 people have bothered to click that subscribe button, and I don't really even press for subscribers. I like people to watch the videos, I like people to like and comment. That gives me some interaction, that lets me know that some people are actually watching and engaging and getting some form of entertainment from what I'm doing. I am really appreciative of all of you subscribers, so thank you very much. We were going to do a little bit of a celebratory episode over the weekend, and I am recording this over the weekend, so as far as I'm concerned, I was doing a celebratory episode this morning, and it was in the form of a challenge. It's the 30-minute challenge, so it's basically no mods, vanilla, see how much of a population you can get in 30 minutes. And I did start. I actually tried it twice, and I decided that wasn't enough to sort of go no grids, no mods, no assets, no straight roads, because I'm trying to look for an interesting challenge which was different, because I don't want to just copy what everybody else is doing, because you can watch everybody else doing it and they'll be more entertaining. So why would I think that you'd want to watch me do exactly the same thing as they've done? So I thought I would combine it with another challenge, which was the one road challenge, switching everything off, then basically making one road. Now I said I tried it twice. You may notice there wasn't something that was released this weekend. That's mainly because I started to get into some trouble with some mods. The premise is switch the mods off. You don't have to worry about them. But I disabled all of the mods. I started a new game, Arid Plains, switched all of the mods off in the content manager, went into the game. At the beginning of the video it said all the mods that I had on were the visual ones. But I got about 5 minutes in, 6 minutes in the first attempt, and then I realised that my electric roads mod still seemed to be on. Even though I'd switched it off, it was off in the content manager. In the end, I had to unsubscribe in order to get it to go. I found that with a couple of mods. I found out about 29.5 minutes in, so it was clearly doing realistic population, because some of my industries, they weren't housing 4 workers, they were housing 20. So I don't know whether that was an advantage or a disadvantage. I can say I thought that I was comfortably going to get to sort of 3,000 people, but no. In 29 minutes, at that point where I went, you know what, this is clearly not meant to be, I'd gotten to nearly 2,000. Sugar Boa, you should watch, because when he did it, he had a lot of panic. There was a lot of "ay caramba, oh no, ah," and also people sort of screaming at the screen, because it was like, well, hang on, it's 5 minutes before you're 5 minutes into the challenge before you've actually set the timer to go, because you've been sorting out your town. No, this is a speed challenge, right? To get the timer running quickly. But hey, you got to like nearly 4,000 or something, and I got to nearly half that. Instead of doing a special episode, I decided to pop into Asset Editor and get something else. Now that Asset Editor, when I've saved that asset, that's given me a load of error messages. I think we've talked for enough and watched how we are redeveloping this residential area of the city. So let's go and have a look at the celebratory asset. If it works, woohoo! Then let's get on with building something exciting for our development today. I think we'll go into that other tile where we have recently bought to do that back road. So let's build that up. Check you out in a minute. So take a guess who did a recording, pretty much a whole episode, and found that the audio was completely distorted. Well, that would be me. We've done a little bit more progress. than you've seen. We've we've added a few houses. We've still got some gardens to do between some of these houses in this area, but generally this area has cleaned up. We've still got some stuff over there that needs to be tidied and finished up. The land value, as you can see, the land value has improved somewhat dramatically, and it's quite bright down here. We decided to put in a bit of road to mark out where our train was going to go. It'll collect from here. We can export all of our cargo, and we don't need as many trucks. And we've got 2 geothermal plants. There's quite a lot of stuff going on here. There's quite a lot of trucks moving around. They're moving around in the little Christmas tree of one-way systems that we want them to move around in. They're not all causing a massive jam here. We expanded into our last sort of residential area on the outskirts of the city. Anything out into the hills or the valleys or the mountains or whatever will all be rural. This area we have, I don't want to say more affluent, but there is a bit more stuff, and we've got the commercial as normal. But over here we've started getting into some of the eco-commercial buildings. They're a little bit more posh around here, right? Because they live in the foot of the mountains. We ended up with a sort of nice park area here, where we didn't put in a city park or anything like that. A couple of parks here, and then we connected up the paths. So nobody's going to pay to get into this one, and then we've got some level 4 and level 5 villas. But over here, you see, and the reason that we put it on here and we sort of made the slope is because that gets a good view, right? It gets a good view of the city. As I mentioned, it was to celebrate 50 subscribers. But here I kind of enjoyed the fact that it was abandoned, and I was going to leave it like that because I said that's the Battle Cattle Dannage YouTube offices. But we'll reset it for you, just because you haven't seen it clean. It's just nothing fancy. I need to go back and watch Raid Kitty's last video because she mentions the mod that allows the camera to zoom right in. This is as far in as it goes. If we get 100 subscribers... Now, I don't think we'll do that this series, to be fair. We'll come up with 100, and that building will be larger. But the thing I like about these are numbers and road signs, Beaugiers, but they light up at night. But yeah, that's it. And then I've got a dark walk where all of my employees can get brutally attacked. Woohoo! Yay! Come on, come work for Solutions. No. This is Dannage YouTube HQ. So let's join that up. So we've got a nice little sort of ring road system. You come into town. Yes, this is all off of one highway exit, so this is going to be very crucial, as is this one and this one. Those will need to join back to highway. Once we get another unlock, we can start meandering out, and I'm guessing that this is going to be our next tile, one of these two. We need to connect the highway, and we need to connect this rail, but we need another 2,000 people before we can connect the rail. Let's do a strip here of high density, but you know what, I'm not actually going to do a full-on 4x4s here because I don't want massive tower blocks. 2x3s will be plenty, or 2x2s. Don't really want large blocks up here, but I do need I've got a large residential demand here. B, I do need to get another 2,000 in without a tremendous amount of space to do it in. Taking care of some of that demand. I do not like that at all. Definitely would not put flats up here because that would just create too much ground pressure. Nobody would want to do that. Nobody would want to live down here because they'd be constantly worried about these houses collapsing on them. I think we should expand our industry area. Got that little bit of forest industry. We're going to bring this industry area around. We still don't want it to go totally crazy. Then we are going to expand our roads. Again, we're just going to keep it small, like we have done already. Just going to select the broken ones, reset those objects. But we need to find a way to get people willing to work here. Look, we've got nobody wanting to, not enough workers. Oh, we are going to need to expand our population, even more so than we've already done, even though this blot on the landscape here. You see, it's gonna obfuscate the view. There you go, that's your word of the day. Obfuscation. Which I learnt playing Vampire the Masquerade. Now I was just looking to see if we were definitely getting another tile coming up, but we're not going to get another tile there. We're going to have to get to 16,000 to get another tile. That means we have to double our population. Cripes, we've got to double it. We are going to need to put some high density in here, guys. And it's not going to belong right on the edge of town, is it? I mean, I was thinking, we've got this portion. Now, if I recall correctly, this was underwater when we flooded it. This would be the old city. But here is a place where we could provide some high density housing. That's going to be pretty tight, because the only access there is going to be via that road, and then that's going to have to come straight across. We're not going to be able to do anything with it. Well, there's a very small bit there. That is where that land is going to have to come out as well. Okay, let me have a play. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, now I'm not a total wally. I don't expect that anybody would buy that bridge, those bridges as realistic, or those ones. But those were largely to get me. What I was trying to do here is make sure that I had pillars at an appropriate point on the shoreline, as opposed to in the water. So, and I also wanted to make sure that I had arches over the water elements. So, same thing there, arches over the water, arches over the water. Now I can try and re-height these things so that they look sensible. Around here, we've got to make sure that we're clear of catenaries. That's going to be, so that height's going to have to be maintained. All those. That rail is a little bit higher than that rail. But that's only going to be able to come down a couple. I think so. We need to bring the land up. Now, one of the other things that we are going to have to do to make sure that we don't go a bit crazy is we want to put some rocks down. I always like to put some rocks down, some large rocks, or pillars and water. I always prefer to have some rocks around there. That bringer of fire thought the same thing. Put some rocks. I bet he cleverly put the rocks in front, and then that created a small drag with the sandbank behind it. Yeah, okay. Smarter. Now, what are we going to do with the train line? Don't love the idea of an at-grade crossing, but I suppose if you're going to have one, you should have one there. Not loving it, but not seeing much of a choice. And now we're going to make that road tree-lined, and the intent behind that is to reduce the noise from the trains. I wonder, I'm going to leave a space there just in case I get a ferry stop in here. I don't know whether ferries are going to get under all of that. Okay, cool. Now that is it's a smaller block. Bring some pipes around. I guess the pipes have to come under here, do they? Gonna have to do a little jump, sorry. Slide these in. let's see how this works. I suppose you have to come in there, go all the way around the roundabout, come off there, and then come down into this area. Well, we can't unlock a tile for another 8,000 people. We are not going to be getting in a small amount of space here. We need those high density residential areas in. There's no reason we can't look at some high density eco. I am planning on doing this whole thing that everybody does in inner cities. They start bringing all the buildings together. That's fine, I don't have a problem doing that, but I don't think I'm going to do it just here just yet. And then we are going to put, no, we don't have enough room for a car park actually. I mean, these are only level 2, so I'm not going crazy with the value. We've got just a little bit of space there just behind it, so we're going to not use that. We're going to use that. Now that's knocked that demand right down, giving us another 1,000 people. And we've got another absolutely tiny spot here for some more residential. Now those do not have a railway to deal with. Plusher houses for Oscar Street. What do you think we should put here to be nice? I mean, this is too beachy for us to put keys. What are your suggestions for what should go here? No sugar boa, not trees. Something other than trees. But something sort of open and I don't know. What do you think should go along here? Should it be another street with some more houses, or should there be some sort of open park plaza type thing? Give me your suggestions in the comments. Okay, so this we've got some traffic. Now that is going to clear. That's quite a way. Oh, that's quite a way back. That's causing a traffic jam. It's a bit confusing with all of these new houses that the residential demand's gone right back up. Yeah, everybody just go. Small city there, we did it. You see, I didn't think I was going to do that this episode, and I was thinking, wow, it's a bit rubbish, isn't it? But we'll leave it there. And then the sound was just terrible, and I ended up losing everything. So, train. Have we got enough time? Yeah, I think we do. Let's put in our cargo train. Let's put in our train line. Yay! Now, so, hello train line. Gotta put in a station first. Okay, that's fine. I'll put in a station. That's the road that's going on. So, where is our line for a road? I'm gonna point at that with my finger, and then I'm gonna move the screen. Brilliant. It's getting a bit twitchy. I'll tell you what else is twitchy. But Harley Park. Let's check out some policies. Oh, that's come up now. Alright, this was I did get into that position where I got the little cross, and the cross would turn up here, and nothing would happen. So now that I've actually got that, Orchard Heights, I was going to ban heavy goods. Does that mean that commercial areas wouldn't work? Let me know. I did make sure that the area did not reach to the ring road around the outside. If I've got no heavy trucks able to make it into these commercial zones, I may have to just watch out to make sure that these don't say they've got no goods. Hopefully they'll get van deliveries, and that will be all that they need. We're over here. I got a little bit distracted. I apologise. Now, we are going to still be coming down in terms of elevation. Ooh, that may have actually been in the bit that you didn't see. Let's talk about the elevation here. The elevation here is 155. Down here, it's going to be 124. So we need to come down 30 meters. Now, largely, I'm conscious that these, at the moment, those two branches will be irrelevant. None of the trains are going to go down either of those routes. Had I joined up this one, which will be active, to that one, then stuff would have probably got stuck over there. I'm going to call this the Captain Obvious approach. Very much dig the land out, do something with it, make the game think it's doing something else. We've got a 21% incline. Now, I don't know if you're rail engineers, but a 21% incline doesn't really work. I promise it does not work. So let's enter those and see where those are. That's actually going up. How is that going? Oh, that's because that's going up from where I started. Right, okay. 0.6, eminently doable. From inside. Okay. No blue mantle. Don't want to get Bonbon upset. Have we cleared the catenaries? Yes, we have. I do not know. I am not coming at this from a perspective of city planning knowledge, for I am not city planner plays, but I am assuming that digging this out would be cheaper to both do and maintain than make a tunnel. And I just don't know whether that means that it would be better as a tunnel, especially when we get to where we're at this high area until we get to about here, and then come out, and then maybe this is where we should put the station, the second cargo station. What do you think? That feels sensible. I don't know, it just, there's a lot of cutout here. I want to say I'd keep it going, but then by the time you get round to where you've got all sorts of infrastructure, it's just cheaper to go underground. Don't know. City Planner does not watch this channel and is unlikely to give advice here. Let's just make our own. We've still got a drop here, but the fact that we've got a level crossing here doesn't really matter because this is just going to be industrial. So that kinda makes sense to me, that kind of fits. See, I do think that trains generally, they just try and dig out train areas. This just feels a little bit too dug out for me. So we're going to go for a tunnel for now. We can always change it. If people come back in the comments and say, no, there's loads of, we'll do really deep stuff, man. We'll do really deep stuff. I will believe you. I am not in a position to doubt anyone. Yeah, if it was just the right height for a tunnel. Got to make sure that we're not climbing as we go in. Oh, our residential demand is still sky high. This looks weirdly like some sort of spider thing. Dee 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 dee. And you can have some residential, and you can have some residential. So we're trying to make sure that that doesn't happen with the slide. Whee! It's a little train log flume. Brilliant. Brilliant, that's what we love. Alright, that is now hooked up. So we may find a cargo train comes out. Let's wait for it. There we go. Nope. Click. Nope. Join. Hey, click. There we go. Right. Transporting cargo to Las Vegas. that well-known European destination. Well, there we are at last. We are traipsing around underground with... I was beginning to think that it was because I only had one cargo station, and therefore we wouldn't get out. But no, there we go. We have got cargo going. Is it going to allow the camera past the borders of the tile? No, it's not. Bye bye, cargo train. Please make money and prevent us from having any horrible traffic. How did we do? Right, we got some high density residential area in the spider zone, and yeah, the high density residential here is all chock full, and we've all got plenty of demand still, and we're up to 12,000. Now that's definitely where we're going to leave it. We are definitely going to leave it there. We'll reset these to see if we've had enough people, to see if we've got enough people to populate those now. Now that we've got an extra 4,000, we've increased our population by 50%. And then I'll probably do something. I'm not sure what to do. I mean, that's a little cliff face, so I'm not sure what to do in terms of houses, but maybe houses with big gardens or another little park down here. We don't necessarily need to fill the whole space up with housing, but then want to, as we get towards the next milestone, we're going to replace some of this high density residential with low density residential and get back into houses in the sticks. So I'm going to leave it there. We've had a look at we've built an entire another residential area, even if that was off camera. 3 in fact, crossed a couple of rivers. We've now got logging and ore and oil going into our cargo station. We're loading up some cargo trains. We've got train lines. All sorts of stuff happened this episode, even if most of it was filmed, but then was not spliced into the episode on account of it sounding like Bane doing prank calls. But anyway, I've enjoyed your company. Thanks very much for coming to see us. We like the views. We like the likes, we like the comments. Don't forget to have, if you've got any ideas about what to do on that riverfront by Oscar Street, let me know. Any inspiration for something nice that's an alternative to Keys. And yeah, catch you again next week. Hopefully, when I play back this recording, it won't be distorted sound, because otherwise... We'll come back and you'll find that episode 4, it's Megalopolis, and we've completed all the milestones. Anyway, let's hope that doesn't happen, and I hope he's not bringing any cargo in. Why would you bring cargo in? Goods convenience stores, okay. So these are goods as opposed to raw materials. So easily distracted, eh? And we will see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.